News 18 is right here that we take you through all of the country's top breaking stories. Our next story comes in from the Supreme Court. We're learning the Supreme Court has refused to stall the NEET PG exams and counselling. The Indian Medical Association, you remember, had requested the Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia to reschedule the exam. In a letter to Mandavia, the IMA had said that the difference between the NEET PG 2022 exam date and the completion of the 2021 counselling, it was too short for an aspirant to prepare and appear for such a difficult exam. This is all from the IMA letter. It's also said that aspirants are confused, which is affecting their mental health. The matter was mentioned before the bench headed by Justice D.Y. Chandrachud. The council said that the matter shall be listed before September 1st as the counselling is beginning on that day. Now, Justice Chandrachud has said there shall be no more stalling and we will not interfere. My colleague Ananya with us right now to bring us more context on this entire story. Ananya, for our audiences who aren't aware about the details here, could you just explain to our audiences exactly what was the controversy? What was the issue in the first place with the way in which the NEET PG exams had been scheduled?
Well, yes, this whole particular matter has remained before the top court for a very long while, and the Supreme Court had passed various orders with regards to the NEET PG Counselling 2021 and also the NEET PG exams 2022. So now another petition was mentioned today before a bench headed by Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, who is into court 2 now after CJI UL has taken over, and he is the second senior most judge on the bench. So now the matter was mentioned before Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, who clearly refused to interfere with this particular case. The council basically was seeking some clarification with regards to the Supreme Court's order in the NEET PG counselling. Remember that earlier this year, the Supreme Court had clarified that the NEET PG counselling should happen, and it has already been a lot of delay due to COVID and other circumstances that this could not have happened, and there was certain problems with regards to the seats which had been dealt with by the Supreme Court in its earlier order. And now again a matter was mentioned seeking some clarifications with regards to that particular order with regards to the NEET PG counselling. However, the Supreme Court said that we will not clearly interfere into this matter, and there shall be no stalling to, in fact, this counselling and should go on. So basically, no relief from the Supreme Court. And remember that these kind of matters are continuously mentioned before the top court, and somewhere or the other, the Supreme Court, unless and until it's utmost required, does not interfere into these particular things, because for a certain section of people or certain section of students, the Supreme Court has categorically and retaliated it many times in many matters that we can't stall these exams for a few people, because there is a lot on stake. A lot of people, a lot of students have already prepared for these exams, and a lot of infrastructure also goes into this particular thing for conducting these examinations. A lot of preparations have to be made, and hence such kind of orders are not really passed until and unless there is some kind of a very big wrongdoing or some kind of a flaw that has emerged out, just like when the NEET PG was mentioned last year with regards to certain seat allocation problems and problems with regards to COVID-19. So those were the circumstances, extraordinary circumstances in which the Supreme Court has intervened and had passed certain directions with regards to these counsellings and examinations. But today, clearly no relief for these people who had approached the top court.
All right, Ananya, thank you so much for bringing us context.